Proteins. Proteins are complex biomolecules that play a critical role in the structure, function, and regulation of the body's cells, tissues, and organs. They are made up of smaller units called amino acids, which are linked together in specific sequences to form long chains. Proteins are essential for life and are involved in virtually every biological process. Point 1. Basic structure of proteins. Proteins are made up of amino acids, which are organic compounds composed of amino group, that is NH2, carboxyl group, that is COOH, hydrogen atom H, side chain R group. This is the variable group that differentiate one amino acid from another. There are 20 standard amino acids that can be combined in various ways to create proteins. The sequence of amino acids in a protein determines its structure and function. Point 2. Levels of protein structure. The structure of a protein is organized into four levels. A. Primary structure. This is the linear sequence of amino acids held together by peptide bonds, a covalent bond between the carboxyl group of one amino acid and the amino group of the next. The primary structure determines the protein's eventual shape and function. B. Secondary structure. The protein's primary structure folds into regular patterns such as alpha helix, a coiled spiral shape stabilized by hydrogen bonds. Beta pleated shift, a flat or pleated shape where strands of amino acids are aligned and connected by hydrogen bonds. C. Tertiary structure. This is the three-dimensional folding of the entire protein molecule. It is stabilized by a variety of bonds and interactions between the side chains R groups, including hydrogen bonds, disulfide bridges, ionic bonds, and hydrophobic interactions. The tertiary structure determines the protein's functional shape. D. Quaternary structure. Some proteins consist of multiple polypeptide chains, subunits, that come together to form a functional unit. This level of structure is formed by the interaction between two or more polypeptide chains. Hemoglobin, for example, is a tetramer made up of four subunits. Point 3. Functions of proteins. Proteins serve a wide array of functions in the body. A. Enzymatic activity. Enzymes are proteins that catalyze biochemical reactions, speeding up the conversion of substrates into products. For example, amylase helps break down starch into sugars in the digestive system. B. Structural support. Proteins provide structural support to cells and tissues. Examples include collagen, which is major component of connective tissues like skin, tendons, and ligaments, and keratin, which makes up hair, nails, and skin. C. Transport and storage. Some proteins transport molecules across cell membranes or through the bloodstream. For example, hemoglobin transports oxygen in red blood cells. Ferritin stores iron in the body. D. Signal transduction. Proteins are involved in cell signaling and communication. Receptors on cell membranes are proteins that receive signal from outside the cell. Example, hormones like insulin or adrenaline, and initiate a cellular response. E. Movement. Proteins like actin and myosin are involved in muscle contraction and cellular movements. F. Immune defense antibodies, also called immunoglobulins, are proteins that help protect the body from foreign pathogens such as bacteria and viruses. Point 4. Protein synthesis. Proteins are synthesized in two main stages. A. Transcription. Nucleus. In the first step of protein synthesis, a segment of DNA is transcribed into messenger RNA, that is mRNA. This mRNA carries the genetic blueprint for the protein. B. Translation. Ribosomes. The mRNA is translated into an amino acid sequence in the cytoplasm by ribosomes. Transfer RNA, tRNA molecules bring amino acids to the ribosome, and the amino acids are linked together according to the instructions in the mRNA sequence. Point 5. Types of proteins. There are several categories of proteins based on their structure and function. A. Fibrous proteins. These proteins are long, thread-like and insoluble in water. They are mainly structural and provide strength and support to cells and tissues. Examples include collagen in connective tissues and keratin in hair, skin, and nails. B. Globular proteins. These are more spherical in shape and are usually soluble in water. They perform a wide variety of functions, including enzymatic activity and regulation. Examples include enzymes, antibodies, and hemoglobin. C. Membrane proteins. These proteins are associated with cell membranes and play a role in transport, signaling, and structural integrity. They can be embedded in the lipid bilayer or associated with membrane surface. D. Motor proteins. Motor proteins are involved in movement at the cellular level. Examples include myosin, involved in muscle contraction, and kinesin, which moves along microtubules to transport cellular materials. Point 6. Protein breakdown, that is catabolism. Proteins are continuously broken down and synthesized in the body. When proteins are degraded, they are broken down into their constituent amino acids, which can then be recycled to make new proteins or used for energy. Proteolysis is the breakdown of proteins typically carried out by the enzymes known as proteases. The amino acids released from protein degradation can be used to build new proteins or in cases of excess can be converted into glucose or fatty acids through metabolic pathways. Point 7. Nutritional aspect. Proteins are essential nutrients for the body and the amino acids derived from dietary proteins are critical for health. There are 9 essential amino acids that the body cannot synthesize and must be obtained from the diet. These include histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Protein sources can be categorized as animal-based proteins, meat, fish, eggs, dairy, which typically contain all the essential amino acids. Plant-based proteins, legumes, nuts, seeds, soy products, which may lack one or more essential amino acids but can be combined to form complete proteins. Point 8. Proteins related disorder. Proteins are critical for normal body function, and any disruptions in protein function can lead to disease or disorders. Some examples include cystic fibrosis, caused by mutations in the gene encoding for the CFTR protein, which affects chloride ion transport in cells. Sickle cell anemia, a genetic disorder caused by a mutation in the hemoglobin gene leading to abnormal hemoglobin that causes red blood cells to form a sickle shape. Prion diseases, misfolded proteins, prions, cause neurological disease such as mad cow disease and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Point 9. Protein engineering and biotechnology. In addition to their natural biological functions, proteins are used in biotechnology for various applications. Recombinant DNA technology allows scientists to produce proteins like insulin, growth factors, and antibodies. In the laboratory, this has revolutionized medicine and industrial applications. Conclusion. Proteins are indispensable to all living organisms, contributing to nearly every process in the body. Their diversity in structure and function makes them one of the most vital components of biological systems. From catalyzing reactions to providing structural support, proteins are central to health and disease prevention. Understanding proteins and their roles is crucial in fields ranging from medicine to agriculture and biotechnology.